And he had like, he showed up like with no top on and like he had a bucket hat on, and one of our techs took the bucket hat off and he's like, "You're not on stage with that."
Hi, my name's Emma Kemp and you're watching NME, and today we are here with Carlos and Diego from Fontaines D.C. How are you doing, guys?
Hey, how are you?
How are you?
Very good, thanks. It's the end of the year and it's been a pretty massive one for you, for the band. Does it feel that way? Does it feel like it's been kind of as special as it seems from an outsider's point of view?
Special, funny word, isn't it? Because, I guess, yeah, it's been weird. It's been amazing, in many ways, but also I feel like it's become our total sort of reality 24/7 for 7-8 months now,
Yeah.
So it can be a bit confusing as well, But yeah, when you look back at everything that's happened this year, everything we've done and stuff, it is amazing. But I'm definitely looking forward to the next year, when we sort of like just live a little,
Are you looking forward to having a more quiet year, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah?
100%. Yeah.
I mean, but before you do get into a quiet year, I said that we're not really looking forward too much, but one thing that is happening in the future, you're touring with Arctic Monkeys, which is like, that seems quite mad in a very exciting way. How did you feel when you found out that was going to happen?
Pretty buzzing. Yeah, I mean, it's like an arena tour over there, and we don't play venues half the size of that or a quarter the size of that there. So we're going to get to play Red Rocks, which is a really historic venue, like super cool. So we're going to be buzzing about that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've never I met Matt Helder once, but I haven't met the other guys. It's supposed to be pretty nice, like.
Yeah, I mean, I've met them a couple of times, and they're all like so nice, nice people, and I think because we've been like, obviously, like, being the age we are and stuff, your Arctic Monkeys are iconic, and like they were so important, when they came through, and I remember when we first heard that Alex Turner was into the band, that felt like just insane,
When was that?
I heard it from in Primavera. When we played Primavera this summer, we played just before Beck, and Beck was there, and he was chatting to us a bit, and he said, "Oh, I was chatting to Alex Turner, blah blah," and he asked him, what music are you listening to these days? And Alex said that the only thing he listens to these days is Fontaines, and I was like, that's mental,
That's so wild.
I mean, the whole thing is bizarre, for talking to Beck for, stars, you're kind of like, already I was pretty like, starstruck talking to him, I'm like a big fan, and I admire the guy a lot, and then he talks about another guy who I'm a big fan of and I admire a lot, who says that he only listens to us. It's like mental, it's just really, it makes you think of, when we were younger, and all these things were just like that. You'd never imagine that,
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty intimidated going up to talk to Beck after the show in Primavera, and when I went up to him, the first thing he showed me was a video he took on his phone of side of stage of us. He's like, zooms in on me, and I'm like, what the fuck? This is so weird.
Yeah.
So if you have that information that Alex Turner is a fan, and that you're going to be playing these huge stadiums, which are all selling out quite quickly, how does that make you think differently about the set that you're going to play at all?
I was thinking about it a bit, like, I think we'll just play like banger stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know, the American, like, what's alternative music here is so far from the norm there. I really need to still figure out how to do that.
Yeah.
Like what songs we should play for them, and it's a bit of a puzzle, more so than I even anticipated.
Because we probably haven't done that much, the whole, like, the idea of sort of like tailoring what we do to a crowd, we just do what we do, and I think it is a point there, where like you probably just, to make the most out of those shows, you probably want to, we're painting and we're creating an idea for people that don't know us of who we are, in the space of 30 minutes. So it has to
Really,
be very
no
precise,
pressure.
you know.
Yeah.
I think, for example, like Wonder Horse are amazing at doing that. You know,
Yeah.
they're the band that are supporting us now, and they're an incredible band. But they do that every time they play. You know, and for every show they played with us, their show is made to like captivate an audience that's never heard of them.
Yeah.
You know, and it works so well because, you know, they just pull it off every single night, and it's just you just can't ignore it. You know.
Beyond the kind of US tour that you did this year and playing your own venues and that kind of thing, you've played so many festivals this year, and it seems like there's something kind of mad that's happened at each festival. I want to talk a little bit about Glastonbury, just because it was a great set. It was a huge crowd. It was a really hot day after it had rained before, so that was exciting. But there was a kind of detail in the set where you played Big Shot, but like with strings and piano for the first time, and it's just really different to the kind of the way on the album and the way you might have heard it before. What kind of went into that?
Well, we did it because the first time we did the arrangement, or like sort of a slightly like small arrangement of that, was in America when we did that Tiny Desk, and we wanted to do something, you know, something different for that, and I think for that we were like very inspired when we did that by the Spanish rapper called Zetangana. I know you heard of him, but he did an amazing Tiny Desk where he brought like his last album had a lot of sort of like flamenco influence and sort of very like he really tried to bring in like the Spanish sort of like festive culture into his album, you know, even though it was a hip hop album.
Yeah.
So he did it. He really there was hints of that in his record, but when he did the Tiny Desk, he really just sort of like, you know, leaned on those hints to like, you know, create a whole like scene, you know, and that Tiny Desk is just basically around a dinner table, loads of people there, and like there's food, you know, left over from dinner, and everyone around is just singing and clapping and like, you know, playing guitar, and I felt that was just such a beautiful like way of like reinterpreting, you know, the feelings that were in that album, you know, that were written into that album, and just making them much more present. And it's like, you know, it's so ambitious, you know, to do that. Especially when you've done an album that's so good. So it's very inspiring to see it. And when we got the chance to do Tiny Desk, we thought like we should do something like that, you know. So we thought of different songs that could do with that kind of stuff, and sort of like what else can be, you know, heard. What emotion can we present from a song that maybe has been missed by, you know, the audience in the way we've recorded it. And so I don't know, I think we just like we tried that one, and it you know, felt pretty moving, you know, because I think even that song like is like sort of like, you know, has like big balls, that song, you know, the way it's done in the record. And it's actually quite a vulnerable song, you know, and I think, you know, in a way maybe that's lost sometimes, you know, in the recording. So we just tried to do that way, and it was really nice doing that at Tiny Desk. And we wanted to make something special out of the Glastonbury show. So we just decided to do a bit, to expand on that, you know, and it was pretty crazy because like I played piano on that, and like I played, you know, that's not my first instrument. I've never played piano in front of like people before. That was the first time.
Wow.
So the first time I played piano on a stage was in front of like, I think like 60,000 people, you know. So I was totally shit in a brick, you know. I was honestly, it was horrible.
I was going to ask how that moment and that set felt.
Well, that's how it felt, you know, just being like, don't fuck up, man. Don't fuck up. That's in front of 60,000 people. Not only that, just also on TV, so just fucking don't.
Would you ever consider kind of recording that version of it?
Right, nice. I'd love to do stuff like that, you know. I think if we had the time, it'd be amazing to get in and do more stuff like that, you know. I like, you know, what we do is very, very specific as a band, is a 5-piece, and it can only happen, whatever it is that works in it, can only happen with the 5 of us, you know. But we're all excited by just music in all these different ways, you know. So if we had the time, I would love to, like, you know, I'd love to like re-record loads of old songs in different ways, you know. Yeah. Loads from the first album in new ways, you know. Because I like the way everything was done for the time it was and the context, you know. It all had a purpose. but the song, you know, can exist in any context you put it in, you know. So I'd love to like recontextualize a lot of the songs. So when we have time, you know, something like that, I'm sure we'll do. But I mean, I don't know when we're gonna have time.
It seems like you never have much time, because I mean, there was another thing I wanted to ask about that you did this year, kind of outside of shows, which seems again insane for guys who don't have much time at all. You launched a scholarship at BIMM where you studied music and met together.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you could talk a little bit more about that and how you've heard that has like come on since you launched it.
So Anne-Marie Shields is the person who got in touch with us. She works at BIMM Dublin, and she said they wanted to you know, name a scholarship after us and everything, and obviously we're super excited about that. It's really touching, like, you know, thinking of, yeah, I mean, like the fact that we all met together and we formed that band there, now that we get to give someone a chance to go there for free, like, or, you know, it's really special, like. And we picked out, they sent us a short list of the candidates and we picked out someone. And now she was like, I got an email from Anne-Marie saying that she's buzzing, like the girl we picked is buzzing, like, which is really fucking great.
She's brilliant as well.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear what she's gonna do.
Is there a way you could keep in touch with her down the line?
Yeah, I'm sure we'll
Yeah, why not?
through Anne-Marie and stuff. But yeah, it's exciting. It's also exciting. Really, it was quite exciting, like hearing like such raw talent as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because by the time you get to hear it, even if it's like when they're playing it, when someone's playing their first sort of like small shows, that's already a step ahead of what we heard.
Yeah.
You know, so it's quite like it's really cool hearing that.
Yeah. Nice. And I want to ask about another very talented young musician who the world saw on a very big stage this year. Your mate Dexter at Reading. This teenage boy who held up a sign saying that he wanted to play guitar with you, and you said yes. Talk to me a little bit more about how that happened, because if you're watching at home, we just see the end result of it. Like, how did you spot him, and how did you know it was going to work?
It was completely staged. Dexter's like 45 years old,
That's how.
and he's an actor.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Nice. The aesthetics, amazing.
Yeah, really good surgeon.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, it really made his body look so skinny.
No.
Actually, Graham spotted the sign because I'm blind. I'm like, I can't see anything. Like, I literally, I can't see your face at all. So Green spotted the sign. He came over to me at the start before we even played the first song, and he was like, just said into my ear, "Look at that sign I was there." Like, and I was like, "What does it say, man? I can't see anything." He's like, "Someone wants to break guitar and Boys of Berlin. Will you do it?" I was like, "Yeah, let's do that, man." And Boys was at the very end of the set, so kind of like, I think while we were playing, I sort of like, you know, pointed at the sign to one of our techs, and I was like, "Get him in," you know. So they got him out of the crowd while we were playing the set and blah, blah. And they had to double check that he could play the.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I wouldn't have minded, but the lads, the crew were all like, put the guitar on, and he's like, "Dude, go on." And he was like, and he had like, you know, he showed up like with no top on and like he had a bucket hat on, and one of our techs took the bucket hat off, and he's like, "You're not going to stay with that."
Really?
Yeah, and Bernie took it off him.
Oh my god,
But
that's
he was like,
bad.
"We don't have a t-shirt for you, but no bucket."
And he had like a little bum bag here and stuff, and he was just like, "You're not going on with that either." Like, just.
Great.
But yeah, and then he just came on, you know, he's like, so, and he was amazing, you know, he was like really good.
It'd be so funny if he was really bad, wouldn't it though?
I know.
But he wasn't. He could play.
He could
but-
play it, yeah,
Really
for sure.
play.
Yeah, he actually texted me there the other day. He's real cheeky, the lad. He only texts me when he wants something, you know. He's like, I texted him a couple of times.
What did he want?
And he never replies. And then the other day he was like, "Hey man, I'm going to your show in London. Just want to see if you like want to hang out backstage with me afterwards." Blah, blah, blah.
Did you reply?
He's inviting you to hang out backstage after our gig. Are you joking?
He's super cheeky, man.
He's got his
I
own
know.
area that he's inviting you back to.
Fair play, man. He's already made up for this business.
But I think he's coming tomorrow. I'd love to see him though.
Would you bring him on stage again?
No. No, but because I think it's like that was a magic moment that happened, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's what, you know, we're about that, you know, like we don't put on a show, you know, we just play. And I feel like to sort of plan those things and stuff. It would just take away from how special that moment was, you know, still is special.
Every time I watch a video back, I'm like, something's going to go wrong. Like someone else will come out, he'll miss a note.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't miss
and
anything.
It still is special, you know, in everyone's memory and when you discover it. But then if you did it again, then it'd just ruin that moment, you know.
Like there's not room for a sixth member, is there?
No, but you know, maybe someone will take a break sometime and then he can join if he wants.
You know he can play it. Just take the bucket hat off and then...
I'm into the bucket hats now though, I have to say. Like, we went to see, two of us went to see Kendrick in Manchester a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. And Diego went off to get a couple of drinks and he came back with one of the bucket hats from the merch store.
A Kendrick bucket hat?
Yeah, and I'm obsessed. I approve of the bucket hat now.
Now it's on record, that's it. Yeah. So now your team can't be against it again.
And now we have our own bucket hats as well.
Yeah. There you go.
We sell our own.
Nice one. There's just one more live show that I want to talk about. I feel like we can't talk about 2022 without, once again, talking about you and Sam Fender. I've got to ask about Finsbury Park. I mean, I know you played a lot of big shows, but the atmosphere there must have been quite electric. What was that day like for you?
I don't know, we've loved him from the start, you know. We met at South by, and he came to every single show we played there. And, you know, we played 9 shows in a week, and he was there. And the ones he couldn't get into, he was looking through the window. Honestly, nice. Like, you know, he was like just such a legend. And then I guess that friendship just developed over the years, you know. And he just, you know, I think we weren't booking any more shows that summer. We were like, we've done enough, you know. There's enough booked. And he was like, you have to do it. I just want to stop, you know. He's like, you have to do it. And obviously it's a pleasure, you know, but like we're a bit scared that we'd be like too tired.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm so glad we did it because I like that relationship. I wonder where it'll go someday, you know. I mean, it's obviously we do very different things, you know, but there's a real sort of like, I don't know, friendship there that I really cherish. That's what was special for me, you know, just doing that. And also just seeing him do that, you know, that show is insane.
Yeah. That's
so big. Oh, is it 40,000 tickets, I think?
Yeah.
40,000 tickets, you know, and like in London, it's like, that's mental.
Yeah.
So it's just, you know, the best part of that day for me was watching his show, you know, from the side of the stage and seeing that insanely big crowd. Was all his.
Who know every word.
Yeah.
Every single word.
It's amazing. Wow. It's just, I really deserves it. You know, I don't think he any of what he does is like, you know, undeserved. You know, it's like works so hard, so talented, he's so real. You know, I love him. I love you, Sam.
If you could put together your own one-day festival like Sam Fender did, who else would be on the bill?
Sorry, definitely. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah.
We asked Ty.
Yeah, definitely. Slow Ty.
Would you do Idols for the Crack?
You're putting me on the spot here now. No, I have to say yes.
I mean, yeah. Oh my God, man. What are you saying? Oh my God. What happened? Did something happen about them I don't know about?
No, totally. But it's like we're doing our different things now, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like we're pulled together so much at the start that I just...
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I love that we're both doing our own things now.
You can invite them into the crowd, but maybe...
I'd love to have them there for the day, yeah. Honestly, like, I don't mean anything personal by this.
Just bring them for the day out, like.
Oh my God.
You're not going to bar them, though. Oh my God.
Okay, one more artist, a new artist that you want to bring out on the road for the day on stage.
Wonder Horse for sure.
Oh, yeah.
As well.
Great.
Yeah.
Totally.
Is there anyone else you need to apologise to or
what
say
are you doing to me?
as the year wraps up?
Apologise or say that I love them.
You have the floor.
Alban Joyer, I love you.
Great.
I'll do that one.
That'll do. That's great. Guys, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations for all of your shows this year, for all of your interviews, for winning Best Band in the World at the NME Awards.
Actually, yeah.
So welcome.
Great in the mantelpiece.
We don't forget, and we'll see you at all the shows next year. And good luck.
Great.
Thanks very much.